next topic I want to cover is sleep. A complete overhaul of the way you sleep. So most people think of sleep as, oh, I get 8 hours of sleep, that's good. Well, the reality of it is, how do you know if your sleep is broken? What's your quality of sleep like? You know, what supplements are you taking before you sleep? How deep are you sleeping? There's a whole thing of parameters to check when you're actually sleeping to make sure you're optimizing your sleep to get the best results for, you know, your hormone production, your energy production, how clear you can think the next day. So the first thing we'll talk about is actually the room temperature where you sleep. Most people like to sleep with the heater on. Well, the reality of it is your body naturally wants to drop its core temperature down when you sleep. You want your temperature to be anywhere between 18 to 19 degrees Celsius in the room where you sleep, because your core body temperature wants to naturally drop about 1 to 2 degrees Celsius. That's when you can get into an actual proper deep rested sleep state, and you can get proper sleep cycles like your REM sleep, your deep sleep, and your light sleep. So the first thing is to actually make sure your room temperature is good. The next thing is, before you sleep, some of the best supplements you can actually take are magnesium glycinate. You can take this thing called GABA, it's an amino acid, and glycine is another really powerful amino acid. So these will ensure you actually enter a deep, proper sleep state, and it'll avoid you from being woken up. Now, there's a bit of a taboo, or I guess it's taboo, or a bit of a misconception about the supplement melatonin. So people think if you take melatonin, your body will naturally stop producing its own melatonin. That's a fallacy. That's a big misconception about melatonin. You can take pretty much as much melatonin as you like, and your body will not stop its natural production of melatonin. So with melatonin, I'd usually start low and start, a couple milligrams and work up to see what my body can tolerate, because melatonin is more than just for sleep. It's probably the most powerful antioxidant you can incorporate within your supplement stack. And there's ways you can actually increase your natural melatonin production too. So after you've gotten control of your room temperature and now you've implemented these supplements, the next best thing you can do is actually look after the light that your eyes see in the morning. So most people don't realize it, but in the morning, that's when your sleep cycle will start to regulate. As soon as you wake up, if you get bright light in your eyes, that's going to trigger your brain to start banking up and storing melatonin for the night that follows as soon as the sun sets. So it's crucial in the morning you see that bright light, the UVA, UVB rays coming through, and it's actually that blue light that will trigger your brain to actually stop producing melatonin and start saving it up for the night ahead. So when the light shifts into the evening and you actually start getting that red light coming through, that's when your brain will start to switch and it'll start to open up melatonin. And then when it goes completely dark, that's when your brain will literally flood itself with melatonin, so you can actually fall to sleep effectively. So once you've optimized your light, your temperature, and your supplements, the next thing to do is actually check what bed sheets you're using. You don't want to be sleeping in things like polyester bed sheets, as these things will also leach microplastics into your skin. As you know, your skin is an organ, and your skin absorbs up to about 70% of whatever you put on your skin, whether it's sunscreen, or you want to call it soy screen, and things like that. So if you're sleeping in a toxic environment containing heaps of pollutants and chemicals and polyester bed sheets, you're going to be taking that in while you sleep. So I'd invest in some really good quality organic cotton bed sheets, and cotton breathes a lot better than polyester too. So make sure your bed sheets are cotton and your mattress is a good quality, and your pillow as well. Most people use pillows that are 2-3 years old. They build up so much bacteria. So it's such a small investment. You can invest $20-30 in a decent pillow and do that every couple of years or even every year. It's a very small investment considering how much you'd spend on a night out or how much you'd spend every day on a coffee. Add it up and invest in a really good pillow. So they're the basic principles of sleep. If you can factor each one of those things in, you're going to notice such an improvement in your sleep. The time frame you can expect to actually feel the benefits, it's almost instantaneous. So if you start to incorporate these things within a week, like night after night, you'll progressively get a better sleep. And then you'll notice, like in the morning as you wake up, your brain is way more cognitive. Like your cognitive function is a lot better. I noticed this for myself. Like I'd be going to work and I'd be thinking, I'd check my Apple Watch or whatever, and it says I'm getting like 7 hours sleep, but I'd see how many times I've woken up through the sleep. I was dehydrated while I slept. These are all factors that you should be thinking about when you're actually wanting to optimize your sleep. And some people say, oh, sleep is not important. But the thing is with sleep, if you've learned something the day before, just say you're trying to learn a new skill or learn an instrument or something like that, and you want to remember how to play this instrument, that all gets stored during your sleep. Like your sleep is basically the part where your brain rewrites new data onto your hard drive, thinking as if your brain is the hard drive. If you're getting a crap quality of sleep, you're not going to remember the things from the day before. So it's going to greatly impact your ability to learn new skills and to try to remember things from the past day or the past week. So it's also going to improve your memory function greatly too. So that's the reason basically why you should optimize your sleep. And if you follow these steps, your sleep will greatly optimize.